Remember
Oh
that?
yeah, when you had to like do what would be your top 5 celebrity friends?
Those
and you
were-
would pick the little
yeah, I
thing.
remember
Those
that.
were
Remember
fun,
those?
man.
Yeah.
Like, those were so much
Those
fun.
were.
I bring those back. I love those. I miss those.
I do too. No, but I mean with the inclusion of things like, Snapchat and Instagram stories and, Facebook Messenger like American Horror Story did, where you could have been part of the cult and you were receiving messages from
Exactly.
American
Like,
Horror
you could really,
There
like,
are so many things
balls to the wall now.
Yes. Like, there are so many things that you can do to become a part of this experience and be so immersed in the legend of Cloverfield and how it started and why it started. I'm getting chills. I want to watch the movie. I'm getting chills talking about it. No other movie's really ever done that to me except for Cloverfield.
I know. But I figured I was holding out on that news for you.
Oh, I'm so excited. I feel like a little fangirl. Let's discuss this.
I can't wait. Like,
Oh.
again, with the way social media is now, these are the type of things that make social media fun.
Yes.
And to me, this is kind of like the things that do bring us together as fans, henceforth, what
Yes.
social media should be about. Not necessarily like nerddom like this, but it's things like this
Yeah.
that make it fun. And the whole idea is to be social
Yes.
in a positive aspect.
Yes.
And everything like that.
Praise.
So yeah. Now, speaking about social in a positive aspect,
I'm frightened with that. What?
we'd be remiss not to bring up the biggest controversial social media aspect of it in Logan Paul.
That guy.
And it's a
The
shame.
Vine guy.
I know who he is, but I don't know what the whole issue is.
It's a shame because we used to like Logan Paul very, very much from Vine and everything like that. Now, to further explain the Logan Paul situation, we're not going to get too deep into this and everything like that, but
I could explain it quicker.
yeah, exactly. I was just about to pass
All
it
right,
over to you.
Logan Paul went to Japan. Aside from the thing that really pissed everybody off, he basically made an entire mockery of Japanese culture. And the biggest controversy is that he decided to do a vlog video of going to Suicide Forest and finding a dead body.
Oh.
Yes. And then, saying how it was supposed to bring awareness, but in realistically, he was just mocking it and making jokes about it and blah, blah, blah. So, yes, a lot of people
and the
are
people
like,
that were with him.
go fuck yourself.
It's pretty much shunned him. He was told to. He immediately pulled the video off YouTube, put up an apology, but his apology video, unfortunately, is also monetized.
And it's all me.
And everything like that. So his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend now, she's actually part of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. His girlfriend is actually one of the cast members of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She has immediately separated herself from him and broken up with him. And we watched one of our favorite original Viner families, the EB family, which we love and adore because of stuff they do. And like to hear them talk, very candidly and trying to avoid it, but speaking candidly about it, was amazing to hear as well, because they were friends with him and everything like that. And it's just this is using this was one of the things that we had talked about a couple times too. This is social media making stars out of people that are just really not ready to be stars. And it's a shame because again, we liked Logan Paul.
Yeah.
We liked him more than his brother. We liked Logan Paul. We thought he was very funny. We thought he was cool, and then just too much too soon at a young age.
Yeah, pretty much. Because, I mean, what a lot of people do not realize is, yes, Vine was just a fun little app where you made a couple seconds videos. Spike had gotten into it. I could have tried to convince Damien to do it, and he didn't. And
it made stars. It made people stars.
After Vine, disappeared, a lot of these people went on to do other things. Some are working with YouTube. They're making series. Some have decided to further pursue their comedic acting careers.
King Batch is in a lot of things now.
So, I mean, this did actually help. A lot of people say that it was, just a cheap way of getting fame. No, they utilized it to further their careers or ended up with careers out of it, which is absolutely fantastic. This is the new way of doing things, unfortunately. But
social media and YouTube is the way to go to get yourself out there, apparently.
Now, the sad part about it is a lot of these people that got, these working relationship deals with YouTube and all this fame and stardom were young, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And when you're so young and you have all these people around you, being yes men and saying you have, like, the world and blah, 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 it gets to your head and you think you're invincible. And you think you could do anything and you can't. Because this happens.
And it's going to... And now because of him, I think things are probably going to start getting a little bit more strict in terms of YouTube's guidelines and other social media guidelines. They have to at this point.
Yeah.
There has because it's like the way YouTube. I mean, and obviously this can't be done for everybody. But when we're talking about social media stars who actually do work for YouTube, like EB Family, they have a working relationship with YouTube.
Yes.
Logan Paul has a working relationship with YouTube to produce content, as well as many of these people. So for those people, their guidelines should actually be different. Whereas, like, say any of us make a video, we just put it up, no big deal.
Yeah.
We don't work for YouTube. If they don't like it, they banish it, they take it down. Now, for people who do work for it like that, it's like YouTube should be going through the material before they put it up there.
Agreed.
Because this is their name attached to it as well, and I think we have a low battery.
Agreed. But if YouTube can decide, hey, you can't put this video up because of copyrighted music, or if YouTube could sit there and be like, oh, we're gonna, take this video off due to a cease and desist, but leave a bunch of other fan films up, then there's absolutely no reason why YouTube can't sit there and go, oh, this looks like something that should not go up at all.
Hopefully I get that up there.
Sorry.
All right, but yeah, I mean, like, these are people that do work for them and everything like that, so somebody should be monitoring their material before it actually goes up.
Agreed.
Because, again, they technically do work for these people. These people do make money from YouTube and everything like that.
Agreed. And I mean, especially because of the fact that, again, yes, you do work for YouTube, and you obviously get a lot of hits, but it's also a matter of what's really unfortunate in terms of Logan Paul is that he was passionate about his blogs. He was passionate about what he was doing. And for him to even sit there and think this was a good idea just goes to show that you let a lot of shit get to your head. Because
you went too far.
No one in their right mind would have thought this was a good idea. All his yes men are going to yes him to death and say, yeah, go ahead, put it up.
And that was the other thing, like Mama B said from the EB Family. She was like, that nobody... It's just good to show how mature and young that entire group was. Like, nobody sat there and literally went, all right, dude, this might be the line.
Yeah.
This might be too far. Let's not go this way. And everything like that. Like, there has to be someone there to say, dude, this is too much.
Yeah.
This is too far.
Everybody needs that one bitch friend. Usually it's me.
And, at first it was thought there was an actual body there. I believe later it was said it wasn't.
It wasn't, but
it's still tasteless regardless.
It's very tasteless. I mean, especially with the fact of, it is very well known and very well documented that, Japan has one of the highest suicide rates, in the world. And even if that body was fake, I'm pretty sure you could still see, significant things in the background. Like, if I'm right, I did read about how you did still see ropes and shit.
Yeah, there was still.
You just don't fucking do that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, and it's just, it wasn't something I was really initially looking to bring up, but, I mean, I don't consider us social media stars by any means, but I do feel...
Fortunately not.
But I do feel...
We tried.
I do feel anybody that is involved with social media, no matter how high or even on our level, it is a responsibility to say something.
Absolutely.
And have something said about it, because... To just ignore it, even though, again, we're not on that level, to just ignore it would be almost, what's the word I'm
condoning.
Looking? It would almost be condoning ourselves, and it's not, you gotta have a line. I mean, yeah, we say a lot of controversial things and everything like that, but there is always a line that you cannot cross.
Yeah,
seriously. And it's gotta be there, and everything like that. And on top of that, like what the EB Family said, there are young, impressionable people that do watch Logan Paul and everything like that. I mean, gotta pay attention to what your kids are watching.
Seriously.
And everything like that. With that being said, yeah, so that's that. It was just, again, we felt we should have a responsibility to say something, being we are involved with social media publicly.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Scroll.
Yes.
In a crazy turn of events, Jeff Johns had announced there's a new head for their DC Warner Brothers films things. And everyone's like, okay, well, it's no big deal. It's not so much a big deal that they have a new president. It is more so a big deal of who it is. It's basically the New Line Cinema's executive vice president, Walter Hamada.
Excuse me.
Now, Walter Hamada is also the executive producer known for pretty much a lot of New Line Cinema's horror movies.
Okay.
He's produced behind It, as well as pretty much a lot of their horror and thriller movies. And now he's been thrust into the DC Warner Brothers film universe, which makes people wonder, well, what is he going to bring to the table now?
Yeah.
Now, for a long time, DC has talked about being darker and grittier and everything like that. And now you just pulled in someone from New Line Cinema that was their executive vice president, whose niche, or niche, however you want to say, is horror and dark. So, I mean, is it just from a business standpoint, or is this in fact something that it's the direction DC may be going?
Give me my Scarecrow movie.
Oh yeah, I know you watch your.
I would love a Scarecrow movie or just a good DC villain movie.
Well, here's the thing too. With something like that, like you can really make like a really good detective-based Batman movie, like you do have in the comic books. Because Detective Comics Batman is a lot darker. It involves murder. It involves things like that. It's a lot more graphic, and things of that nature. There's been talks of a Joker movie. You obviously cannot make this a lighthearted movie if you are doing the Joker now. The Joker now is not one to be trifled with. This is a murderer. This is a homicidal killer. This is the type of person you need. And again, I mean, we know the producers tend to, they get the money for the films to be made and everything like that. But also, these producers have a lot of say in how these movies are made, what content goes into it. So it's definitely causing a point of interest now. Is this the direction of all their films? What are they going to do? I mean, I know there's been a lot of talks, they did Justice League Dark already. Batman by Gaslight obviously involves Jack the Ripper. I mean, these are just their animated films and all like that. But it's starting to wonder, okay, is that the approach they're now going to start taking towards their movies? I mean, Suicide Squad was definitely something like a guy like this could have been used for. We're talking about villains. We're talking about, and everything like that. This would have been something that would have been perfect for that.
Yes.
And everything like that. But, I mean, supposedly they are going to be doing a Justice League Dark movie. That was one of the things listed. And everything like that. Talking kitty cat reference. I mean, other than Scarecrow, I mean, what other DC characters do you see possibly getting that dark Swamp Thing? Okay.
Yeah. Solomon Grundy.
Yes.
Red Hood.
Well, remember that Nightwing movie is supposed to get pretty violent and everything like that too.
Yeah. Azrael. Sorry.
Azrael.
Yeah. Fucking. Oh, there was one. What's his name? Anything that has to do with fucking Doctor Strange.
Doctor Hugo Strange.
Dr. Hugo Strange.
Oh, Hugo Strange, yes.
Yeah, like...
Okay. You said Doctor Strange.
No, I know. No, but I mean, it could really be done with just about any DC / Batman villain.
Yeah.
It really can, because they are all very...
Dark,
very evil, and their, what they do is just as dark and evil.
I would love to, again, if they actually, because supposedly, it was rumored at one time that the next Batman solo film was supposed to, in fact, be, follow the Detective Comics style.
Yeah.
Very dark and everything like that. I would love to see them go that route, make it very dark, and I want them to be ballsy. Bring out a character like Zaz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what's scary.
This guy, Hamada, being a producer behind something like that could be incredible.
He is one scary dude.
Zaz is one of the lesser known Batman villains from his rogues gallery, but definitely one of his darkest, if not the darkest, only seconded by the Joker. Like, Zaz is horrible.
Yeah.
Zaz is bad. Like, beyond... And if you have no idea who Zaz is, look it up. I can't even get into it. Look it up. All right. And final bit of news tidbit for the week that had the internet going crazy since it was announced yesterday. I was tagged in it multiple times and everything.